Nah, haven't played the intro in a while. Nah, I'm just messing with y'all. Yo, we actually gonna get right into it today. So big fish ish. Ew, ew. My apologies. Big fish ish. Y'all know what it is. We're gonna get right to it. Got a cool little topic for y'all today. Just wanted to share with y'all something that benefited me, and hopefully it'll benefit you. I touched on it a little bit in our wake up show on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, 8 a.m. Eastern. Make sure y'all tap in with that too. And it was something that happened last week where somebody was telling me that I was giving them, like, so we are talking about like affirmations, goals, how we put certain goals out there into the universe. And I told this person I was speaking to, my goal for November 14th, 2023 at 4:24 a.m. Got to have the exact time. Told them my goal. This particular goal was a financial goal. And I said, on this day, this is what I'm going to have in my possession. So if I cash wise, you know what I mean? Not just, oh, I'm worth this amount. No, 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 nah. Cash on hand, not credit, cash. So they responded and they said, oh, that's too small for you. And immediately, what do we all do when somebody suggests something or suggests that we're aiming too low and that we can aim higher? I don't know about y'all, but it tends to be a feeling of feeling the need to respond in a defensive way rather than actually embracing what the person is saying and receiving the compliment that they're actually giving. So I sat there and I said, you're right. I said, I need to figure this out. And maybe 10 minutes later, I said, oh, I'm a zero short. Added another zero on there. And like it literally, I just embraced what they were saying, didn't get defensive and just said, you know what, you're right. And I was able to shift my mindset to more of not necessarily a student in that particular situation where I was talking to somebody like a teacher or a mentor, but just a student from a perspective of I can gain knowledge here. And I realized that a lot of us don't necessarily like being the student. Our pride always wants us to be the teacher, be the one who's giving the information rather than the one who's receiving it. And then I started thinking, I was like, well, damn, like the person giving the information, it seems like you'd be more successful, the person that's able to always put themselves in a position to receive information and receive knowledge and to be open enough to even for that to be possible. So everybody wants to, and it always goes back to, my favorite line from Cameron and Paid in Full when he says, half these cats want to be the man just cuz. And that just, you guys may receive it in a different way than I do, neither here nor there. But it always reminds me of putting myself in a position to where even if you do see yourself, we should always be elevating and we should always be growing. But we should never get too big or too high and almighty to the point where we are no longer able to learn from every experience, every person that we come into contact with. So then I have a shout out to Ant, my boy the Beast. If y'all check in, if y'all are in tune with the channel and y'all want some good workout videos, make sure that y'all go under the playlist, Anthony Beast Dory. That's my young boy, man. That's a young boy, but a grown man, 18. And you'll see a lot with his working out, and you'll see that his body has developed tremendously over the last couple of years. But what always impresses me is more so his mind, like how he thinks. And young kids, I'm always intrigued by how they think because especially as I get older, I realize that so much of our success is determined by how we think and how we see the world and how we see ourselves at a young age. So I'm always intrigued to just see how certain kids' minds work, how they bounce back from different things, how they see different challenges and obstacles. Are they more like the victim mentality? Are they the courageous type? Do they see everything as an opportunity? Uh, do they see themselves as a superhero? All these different things. I'm always interested in it because I believe that kids have such a unique opportunity. They just don't necessarily know. We don't necessarily know when we are that young that how we can take advantage of being young and having certain characteristics that more so come with being young, like feeling like really knowing that you're a superhero, knowing that you can do anything, having the imagination that young kids had. All these different things are the exact things that when I read these books, whether 100 years ago talking about success with Law of Success with Napoleon Hill, or it's a more recent book, Neville Goddard. Hold up. Let's take a look. Whether it's Your Next 5 Moves by Patrick Bet-David, a more recent book, or I'm gonna give y'all a cheat code. Whether it's The Power of the Subconscious Mind, that one's by Joseph Murphy. The Power of Awareness, that's the one by Neville Goddard. And The Law of Success, that's the one by Napoleon Hill, who studied under Andrew Carnegie. And of course, behind me, y'all know I always got my big bro, Jim Dory, with Just Keep Swimming. Now, why does this book right here, why is it relevant to what I'm saying? Because who I'm speaking about, Anthony, the Beast Dory, that's his son. So Jim's my brother. That's my big bro. And Ant, that's my little bro. So y'all figure out the relationship there. But yeah, Jim, that's my bro. So I guess Ant would technically be like my grown nephew, but you know, he's the way his mind thinks, and he put up a video, and a lot of the stuff that he posts, you know, sometimes he'll post workout videos, but sometimes he'll just post like a something that I'm doing right now, you know, just his thoughts on different concepts of life across the board. So he put up a video, and let me get the name of the video, and I probably should have shared it with y'all, but it's titled Use Your Emotions as Fuel. So I didn't know where he was going to go with it. And I always listen to his videos. I don't just post it, or I don't just let him post it. You know, not to say I don't let him post whatever he wants, but I'm not gonna not get some game from my little bro if he's putting it out there. Like, I feel that I can learn. I know that I can learn from anybody. And there's a lot to take away from young kids, because it puts us back in a mind state. And that he's actually, you know, becoming a young man, especially how he thinks. But when you're younger, we don't realize how much differently we thought. But it's not necessarily like a long journey from this is where I thought this way here, this is how I thought all the way over there. You know, that's where I am now compared to where I used to be. To me, I see it more as a light switch, to where it's like we just, for whatever reason, turn off certain things the older we get. And it just becomes harder and harder for us to get back to that switch to turn those things on. And one of the biggest things, when I touch on with all those books, imagination. And I talked about it before, where there was one point, like I'm reading all those 3 books at the same time. And there was one point where I think I picked up at least 2 of them at the same time. And then the third one that I picked up maybe the next day, they each spoke about how important imagination was. So for me, like I said, I want to hear from younger kids who have traditionally more imagination, because I want to be able to implement that into my day-to-day life. Because where we sometimes miss out on is bringing the two together, bringing the imagination of when we were younger, paired maybe with the urgency of what we have now, along with the skills and tools that we developed just through our life experiences. So when we bring those two together, it allows us to solve problems, to grow business, to overcome different challenges and obstacles across the board in our life that we may not necessarily be able to overcome in a certain way, or see the opportunity in those areas so that we can take advantage of those opportunities. So going back to the video that Ant put up when he was talking about using your emotion as fuel, I looked at the video and I just sent him a message and I said, that's a grown man video. The next day, actually, well, this morning I spoke to his dad. I sent it to his dad. We were on the phone and I said, yeah, I want to send you this video that your son just put up. And I said, that's a grown man video. And I said, here I am going through just life. And an 18-year-old, what they said on their video just spoke volumes to me. It just literally what he was saying was exactly what I need to hear at that exact time. Now, there's going to be different takeaways that we all get from that particular video. But what's so great about it is it's something that we all can do. And I'm not necessarily talking about using emotions as fuel as something that we all can do, because that definitely is as well. But something that we all can do is shift our mindset to a student. When we always see ourselves as a student, now I want to be very clear. Be the leader. Have the confidence that comes with the leader. I don't mean being a student as in always following another leader. There's going to come to a point in time where all of us have to take the wheel and we got to drive that car ourselves. However, that doesn't mean, even though a lot of times we may see it as that, it doesn't mean that just because as we grow and become more, responsible and we get into these leadership positions and we climb the ranks in our career, that we cannot learn from every experience and every individual. And the more successful people that I study, they are the most humble. And I want to say, y'all know I have a love-hate relationship with that word humble. It used to be just hate. Now I appreciate certain aspects of it. But just the understanding that I don't know everything. I don't know everything. And just a secret, even if I do know more than somebody else, the person that can take away the knowledge and put themselves in this student mindset is going to be the person that's more successful and that can carry that throughout every area of their life. So just being able to always see ourselves as students, that's what I see as a trait that most successful people have. The ability to learn from anybody and any experience, not looking at it as, oh, what does an 18-year-old know? What do they know about life that they can teach me? What can I learn from this video? We're doing ourselves a disservice if we go into life like that, if we walk around like that. Just like I say, everything is an opportunity. Anything that happens to me throughout the day, you know the saying, good, bad, who knows? We don't know, because some of the most amazing things come from things that we thought were terrible or things that may have caused us pain at the particular time. But it leads us to great things. So who's to say it was good? Who's to say it was bad? Who knows? But if we always see it as an opportunity, then it'll always allow us to approach it with what is the positive takeaway that I can gain from this experience, whether it's good or bad or anywhere on that spectrum. What are the things that I can learn from this particular person? Even if I don't like that person, even if I think that that person is not as experienced in my field as me, what can I learn from that? Even if that's allowing that person to take me back to a certain age or a different way of thinking, to tap into maybe an older way of thinking, or to tap into a way that I never would have thought. That's the beauty in having conversations, having relationships, being able to talk to different people, and having the mindset. This is the key part, having the mindset of a student that I'm still a sponge. I can still learn stuff. Matter of fact, I will learn something. Not I am going to learn something from interacting with this particular person or this going through this experience. It's like it's funny. Jim Dory, Ant's pops, he always says, every day's a great day. Like he literally, whenever I talk to him, it doesn't matter what's going on. He could be super busy, have family stuff going on. Yo, he's just smiling. His big thing is before my feet touch the floor in the morning, I'm smiling, because it's going to put me in the right mindset to achieve that day, to be a person to the people that I interact with that's going to be a positive influence. And we all know how energy works. You put that out, it comes right back. So we're not just doing it just to get it back. We understand that and we appreciate the heck out of that. However, it really Well, maybe it does. Maybe it is selfish for people because it does make you feel good when you do good for others. So maybe it is a selfish thing. But if that's selfish and that's selfish in an amazing way, and if everybody saw it as that, then we'd all just be doing great things for everybody. So maybe that is the way to go. But I just want us to just have this understanding of how important it can be to always see ourselves as students. We can learn from anybody. We can learn from any opportunity. We can learn from any experience. So that way we can take advantage, and not even take advantage first, but actually see these experiences that we're going through, these challenges, these obstacles as opportunities to get better, to learn new things, to approach it from a different angle. All of these different things, that's what's going to give us all the tools, the skills, the mindset, the courage to demand the best out of ourselves. So just wanted to share that with y'all. Not going to be long. I told you I wasn't going to be long-winded on this one. Usually I say that and it's still, 30, 40 minutes, but just wanted y'all to, sit with that. Make sure y'all go check out that video by Ant. But I'm not going to say more importantly, but more importantly, just as important as checking the video out with Ant, is you going through your day-to-day life with that mindset, with the mindset that I can learn from a 10-year-old. I can learn from a 4-year-old. I can learn from my parents. All right. That's something that I'm pointing the finger at me. We have to be able to learn from everybody and to appreciate their perspective in a way that is going to allow us to have a certain takeaway that we may not have came into that situation with. Because as we go through life, we're going to have to use, think about it. The amount of situations that we find ourselves in are sometimes endless. So we need that toolbox to make sure that we're able to, go into our toolbox for every situation to make sure that we can thrive in that particular situation. So y'all let me know what y'all think. Let's embrace the magic of always seeing ourselves as a student. I forget who it was that was talking. I think it was Tim Scott, senator from South Carolina, where he said that education is the closest thing to magic. Education is the closest thing to magic. Think about that. That really hit me hard because I was thinking like, damn, that is true. Education can completely change things that we call miracles. A lot of it can come from education. So to receive education, what do we have to do? We have to see ourselves and embrace the student in us. So let's embrace the magic of always seeing ourselves as a student, and let's just continue to elevate. You know how you know what we do: onward and upward, strength and honor, and of course, get to the bag, but of course with integrity. So y'all know how we're rocking. We're all about elevating, maximizing our potential. So hopefully this will be another tool that you can add to your kit to make sure that you can maximize yours. With that, I'll see y'all soon. Ew.